On today's live daily news, a one-vote difference has prompted a recount in the Tom Green County Commissioner's race. We'll have details. Angelo State University has promoted 14 faculty members. A man has been indicted for threatening a state trooper, and rain heads toward the Concho Valley. Those stories and more. I'm James Bellini, and this is Live. We'll get to the news in a minute, but first, need a new or improved driveway? How's your parking lot? How about your ranch road? Now's the time to get it repaved. San Angelo-based Mac Asphalt and Paving is ready to get to work for you right now. Go to macasphaltpaving.com and request a free, no-obligation quote. They're offering heavily discounted repaving and paving packages. If you've been thinking about paving your driveway, parking lot, or ranch road, get a quick turnaround quote while you can save a whole lot. Do so by going to macasphaltpaving.com. Starting things off, the Tom Green County Commissioner's race for Precinct 1 has a one-vote difference between current Commissioner Ralph Hoelscher and challenger Michelle DeRusso. On her Facebook page, DeRusso said she will pay for the recount, which according to her will not be cheap. Unofficially, Hoelscher has 862 votes and DeRusso has 861 votes. Tom Green County Republican Party Chairman Bruce Burkett said he plans to canvass the votes Thursday afternoon, after which they become official. It turns out one vote can make a difference. Into education, Angelo State has promoted 14 faculty members. 5 associate professors were promoted to professor, and 9 assistant professors were promoted to associate professors and were also granted tenure. Dr. Jonathan Alvis, Dr. Drew Curtis, Dr. Allison Duchesne, Dr. Laurel Phone, and Dr. Ralph Zender were all promoted to professor, and Drs. Kenna Archer, Brian Kutzinger, Lori Dickmeyer, Mohammed Hake, Leslie Kelly, Greg Kokonis, Simon Field, Richard Shee, and June Wu were all promoted to associate professor with tenure. Have you downloaded the all-new San Angelo Live mobile app yet? It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, so all iPhone and Android users can have the latest stories delivered directly to their phones. That's the all-new San Angelo Live mobile app available now. Just before noon today, a Chrysler 300 took out a highway sign after failing to yield the right-of-way to oncoming traffic. The driver of the Chrysler 300 was attempting to turn westbound on Avenue L off of South Bryant. Witnesses say the traffic light was a flashing yellow arrow at the time, and a Jeep Cherokee crashed into the Chrysler. That driver was rushed to the hospital and was cited for failure to yield the right-of-way, but not before taking down a highway sign. The occupants of the Jeep were checked out by EMTs at the scene and did not require further treatment. Into crime, a San Antonio man has been indicted in Tom Green County for obstruction or retaliation. 43-year-old James Alexander Hawkins was driving a Chevy Malibu when he was stopped for having his license plate lamp out. The troopers smelled a strong odor of marijuana coming from Hawkins' vehicle, which prompted a probable cause search, and that turned up loose leaf marijuana. Hawkins was placed under arrest. After so, he became irate, kicking the trooper's in-car camera, breaking a pair of sunglasses, and even threatening to kill the trooper and make him a sign on the side of the road. Hawkins is next due in court in mid-April and currently has a jury trial set for September 9th. Turning to weather, it's currently 82 degrees and sunny outside, but that should change tonight as temperatures drop to 53 degrees and clouds roll in. Tomorrow, the chance of rain jumps up to 70% with a high of 62, and possible thunderstorms Friday night with a 40% chance of rain in the lows near 50. Over the weekend, highs around 60 and lows are going to be around 40, so it's time to break out those raincoats, everybody. When we come back, we'll have an interview with Michael Ramos with Downtown San Angelo, and Ryan Chadwick talks about ASU basketball with a short interview with Rams head coach Vinay Patel. But first, a word from the Bass Bunch.
2024 means savings galore at Jim Bass Mazda. Why not drive off our lot in a new 2024 Mazda CX-5, priced right at just $29,999. While you're here, be sure to ask about our 1.9% APR for 72-month financing. This SUV offers a sculpted exterior with a sophisticated interior. Hurry, these are limited offers, and you can only get these deals at Jim Bass Mazda at the corner of Houston Hart at Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
The Angelo State Rams basketball team heads out to Canyon this weekend for the NCAA Division II South Central Regional Tournament. The Rams scored the 8th seed headed into the tournament and will match up with West Texas A&M in round 1 on Saturday. Head coach Vinay Patel talked about this weekend's matchup at his press conference on Monday at the Janelle Center. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't have a good answer for you yet. We got to go to work. We didn't find out till 10 o'clock last night that that's who we were playing. We were all huddled up in the locker room. Yesterday was a miserable day, I'll tell you that. We were on pins and needles all day. I was calling everybody I know, everybody on the committee, trying to get an early answer, and I just couldn't get anyone to crack to give us the answer. And so, it was a surprise to us, just like anybody else. It was going to be either us or Metro State that was in it. Fortunately, we got the nod, and today we're going to work right away on what we can do to prepare to play WT. They won the league outright. Coach Brown, rightfully so, was named Coach of the Year in the league, and I thought Cameron did a great job against them in the conference tournament. But I know we're going to get WT's best shot. It's a rivalry game. They're saying the same thing. It's at their place, and again, we've been there. That's where the regional tournament was a year ago. So it's a familiar place, at least to our returners. For us, it's going to be, hey, can we make it a one-possession game? Can we maximize our possessions a little bit better? I feel like right now we're playing a little bit like old school Texas Tech. We're on offense for about 15 minutes of the game and on defense for the rest of the time. And, we got to figure out how to have better offensive possession so that can help our defense.
In other sports news, ASU hosted the Angelo State Spring Break Invitational for local area high school track teams, and several schools from around the Concho Valley chose to take time out of their breaks to participate. Schools range from big schools like Central and Lakeview High School to 1A schools like Very Best and Bryant. Stay tuned tomorrow for highlights and results. And for more sports around the Concho Valley and beyond, be sure to check in every day at sanangelolive.com/news/sports.
This month only, mix and match cleaning and disinfecting services and save big with Carpetech. For example, get your carpet clean, save 10%. Get your carpet and tile clean, save 15%. Or get your carpet and tile and air ducts clean, save 20%. Call Carpetech today, 325-735-5142.
If your home is in a red, call Carpetech, yeah.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me today is Monica Ramos with Downtown San Angelo. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be back here again. Got an interesting topic to talk about this time around. I mean, everything's interesting, but I think this is really going to hit people that are property owners.
Okay.
Within this boundary.
First, you do a lot of things, and I know you do a lot of things, but what does Downtown San Angelo do? What does...
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit organization. We're dedicated to the revitalization of downtown.
Okay.
And so right now we're doing a project with the city, Tiers project that actually started in 2006.
Okay.
We helped initiate and fund the Tiers program way back when, and today we are helping with that program still today.
Okay. And that's a tax reinvestment zone.
Yes, that's when I say tiers, tax increment reinvestment zone.
Tax increment
So
reinvestment.
it's a certain boundary, and it's really hard to describe because it kind of zigzags around here and there. But primarily, if you're located along Chadburn Street, you're within that zone, but it goes down into the south, of course, encompasses a big part of downtown, but also goes up north to 29th Street.
Yeah, all the way up to 29th. And,
yes, and so it was created to help blighted areas. So when they chose the boundaries, it had to be an area that had lesser residential, because this program, it's a grant program
right.
That provides funding for commercial properties. And so when they planned out this zone, they went around the residential areas and grabbed more highly populated commercial areas as well that needed a boost.
And those are things like it can be spent on, they get reimbursed, I think, for projects like sidewalks and beautification and facades and
yes,
lighting.
That's one of the best opportunities that a property owner can apply for is for this Tiers grant funding. And really, it's the only funding available. And that's the great part about it. Like you mentioned, that it's a reimbursable grant as well. You don't start on the work right away, but you get your plan together.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty simple. You just fill out an application, submit a summary, a narrative, a W-9, a copy of your budget worksheet, which is basically all the expenses that your project's going to entail. And depending on whether or not you're in the south area or the northern area of this zone, you might have to submit an application to the Design and Historic Review Commission.
Okay.
But that's usually not very difficult either. It's just gathering your documents and getting them together, and you'll probably find that you already have this information, or it's something that you're going to already build when you're completing a project anyway.
Right.
So it's not too difficult, but you can apply for up to $75,000
Wow.
for this grant. And you're also right about the facade improvements, anything with landscaping, any exterior improvements. Interior would be like sprinkler system, fire alarm,
Okay.
secondary egress, safety features for the interior.
Upgrades necessary, required by law or by ordinance.
Yes.
And again, the in the what they call the southern zone is the downtown area, and that's very competitive.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that funding gets used up pretty quickly, and that's good because that's what it's there for. It's for property owners to take advantage of this funding, apply, receive the funding, provide those improvements to their property, and then everyone else may follow suit. And so it is working in the South.
It is, and downtown is beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's a gorgeous place, and the TIERS funding has a lot to do with that.
It really does. Some examples are Urban Salt, Old Central Firehouse,
Okay, yeah.
the Marshall Pint.
Yeah.
Angry Cactus was recently awarded TIERS funding, the Blue Buffalo Art Gallery. And if we remember that location, that was a completely dilapidated building.
Yeah.
And now it's just beautiful with new windows, fresh paint. It really looks nice.
So it's worthwhile doing, and it helps the business climate in the community, and tourists see it, visitors see it. So it's really, really worthwhile to have these tier zone, which is a reinvestment of tax dollars.
Yes, so any property within that zone, the way the amount of money that comes from the appraisal district is an incremental increase of property taxes. So
Okay.
everyone that's within that zone is putting funds into this pot. So you are eligible to pull out of that pot. And the north zone really doesn't have that many applicants as the south does each year or each session. So right now, the south can apply, the north can apply at any time throughout the year.
All right. That's
And there's $2.3 million sitting in that fund waiting to be utilized and spread out to these property owners.
And those are businesses along in Chadburn and North Chadburn and MLK and in that area, like you said, up to 29th Street.
Yeah, so if you were to Google City of San Angelo TIERS, which is TIRZ, you'll probably immediately see a link pop up. And when you click on that link for the city's webpage, you can see a map to see exactly where those boundaries are and to see if your property falls in those boundaries. Downtown San Angelo, the way we're helping out is that once an applicant submits their paperwork, they'll bring it to our office, and we'll make sure that they have everything in place. We can do a little consulting and help them out with their paperwork, and then we'll submit it to the city for it to go on through the review process.
Okay, and that's good to know because that way you're not a business owner saying, "What do I do?" They can come to you.
Right, they can come to Downtown San Angelo for any questions. We're located right next door to A-Rock Salon. The address is 24 West Concho Avenue.
Okay.
You can call us or email us at info@dtsa.org. But we're here to help. We really want to get the word out. So even if anyone that's listening today isn't a property owner within this boundary, we do want to spread the word of mouth about this program because it's very impactful, and we want people to really take advantage of it and help our neighborhood within this TIERS zone.
And you mentioned that the northern TIERS region, they can apply anytime. Now the southern, the downtown area, there's a window of time.
There is a certain application period for the south, and right now there is a window that's open until April 30th. So if you're a property owner in the south looking for TIERS funding, you can apply now up until April 30th. It closes April 30th. And as far as I know, there are 0 applicants. There's one in progress, so we'll know maybe one for sure will be in. But as of right now, there's no one applying, and there's about $600,000 in that fund. So I think a few applicants could be awarded as long as they have all their details in place.
Well, that's a significant amount of money
Absolutely.
for any business downtown. So it's worth doing between now and April 30th. If they've got an idea of any kind, now would be the time to pursue that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, you know, with the paperwork process, it might seem like it's something that takes a lot of work, but again, it really isn't. It's pretty simple. Writing your summary and your narrative is just talking about your project, how it's going to enhance the area. And again, your budget worksheet is just all your expenses that you're going to incur for this project. If you are a property owner in the South, it does require a 25% match.
Right. Okay.
But that's probably something that's already included in your project cost. So it's not like it's going to be an additional amount that you would have to match. And in the North, as long as it's a project amount over $10,000, then it's 10%.
Okay.
10% match. Anything less requires no match.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad you're here. We can talk about this all day. If there's anything I've forgotten, how they contact you or anything, now's the time to let them know.
Yeah, downtownsanangelo.com. You can visit our office at 24 West Concho Avenue. Shoot us an email at info@dtsa.org. We're happy to help. Give us a phone call. We'll give you all the information that you need and point you in the right direction. We're here to help you and walk you through this process of applying for TIERS funding.
All right, great. TIERS funding, Monica Ramos at Downtown San Angelo. Give them a shout. Take a look out there. Anyway, we'll go back to you guys.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thanks for watching the only locally owned live news show in the Concho Valley. We really appreciate your feedback in the comment section and letters to the editor. Thanks again for making San Angelo Live the #1 news source in the Concho Valley. We look forward to bringing you the news again all throughout 2024, first as always. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.